Man, this is wow.
Hey, back
just
again.
I'm just excited to see you, Jason. Honestly, we recorded our introduction episode, and now this is our first episode kicking off in 2026. And kicking off 2026, I have to say, like, people start off with resolutions a lot of times, but I think for me, I don't wait till the new year to call it a resolution.
You like to hit the ground running?
I just like, because goals change all the time. If you accomplish something, you don't stop. You just continue to set new goals and just keep going. So, as I was thinking, and this is me. So I just got back from Hawaii. For those people out there, this is the life when you don't have kids. I travel. So I turned 40 last year, so I made it a goal of mine. You can say when I turned 40 was to travel and surf as much as I can. So I took a trip every 4 months, basically. I started off last year in Hawaii in spring because I turned 40 in April. So I was like, all right, I'm going to Hawaii. And then after that, I went to Bali, Indonesia. And
Oh,
then
wow.
I went to
That's nice.
Japan, and I stopped by Singapore on a layover just to surf everywhere. And then I ended up a Christmas. I usually spend it in Hawaii too. So I just got back, and it was the best. It was the best vacation and the best surf trip for me because I'm so familiar with the island and the fact that it is warm.
Yeah. Coming back here, I'm wearing 3 layers, and we're indoors, and it's cold. Must have been quite a temperature change coming from Hawaii and coming back here.
Yeah, once you go spend, I don't know if you ever did in your trips. Once you go to a warm place for winter, you see why the birds migrate south.
Right.
You see why older people or senior citizens or people are retired move to those climates, because I don't want to deal with the cold. Like, physically, your body aches more. It's harder to warm up, and people have arthritis because your joints are cold and stiff. The hot weather helps a lot more. So all I did was I just woke up, ate breakfast, spent like 3-4 hours in the water just surfing. You don't surf the whole time. You wait for waves and things like that. And then afterwards, came back in for lunch, and then paddled back out there for like another 3-4 hours, and then got ready for dinner, and then went to sleep. I would usually collapse every evening because
you must be exhausted just being out in the sun.
Yep, it is, but it is so worth it. I did that 6 days straight, and you can't see it, but you can see a little bit. I am so tanned. It's like my legs are dark chocolate, and then my thighs are like caramel, and then my butt is like white chocolate. There's like 3 tints on me when I go to the shower, and I'm just like, man. But it is like the best souvenir I can get is just to be tan. And to get back to like the big thing that I was saying, the 2026
resolution,
goals and resolutions is, I always want to surf more and surf. I think in 2026 I'm going to try to head to Mexico, a closer destination, and just bring my board, go down past the border, and hit up some breaks that are out there. People talk about it a lot here in California because it's so close and it's also very warm. So I hope I can make it out there and maybe even find a friend or two or make friends while I'm in there. And that's the great thing about a surf community is if you're chill and you got a good vibe, you can generally just meet locals and make conversation, and it's very easy. It's like having a surfboard is just the key to unlocking a lot of friendships and making a lot of friends out there. So that's definitely my number one thing is kind of surf more and get better at it and really just
that's cool. You have kind of like a whole
like
bucket list of places you want to go and surf. Like, do you have a map where you pin?
Oh, I thought about that. Like, I have memories. Like, I make the digital photo albums of all the locations, and I wish I could travel more and do more, but I am in my 40s, so it's a little bit harder. I do have responsibilities. If I was in my 20s or something, I would be living a completely different life. Like, I would be like completely, probably never even be in touch with the internet. I would just be a surfing bum and just like be a
You
bum.
do the Instagram life, like van life, but it'd be like surf life.
Yeah, pretty.
Be an influencer.
Yeah,
You'd be an
people-
influencer.
People do that, and it's. I mean, it's a whole different thing. I think the primary thing is for me is not to do it to be an influencer. It's always to just surf first,
Nice.
and then whatever happens, happens. I share my journey on TikTok for the past few years, and it's really a personal video blog for me personally, but TikTok's such a fun platform to put things out there and see what happens in terms of meeting people. It's been great. But that's kind of my thing. Is surfing goals is a big thing, but I have more things like career goals, other things like that. But surfing is definitely the top of my list in terms of priorities. How about you, Jason?
Yeah,
what are you up to?
I'm wearing a lot of layers. To be fair, we live in California, so we're very lucky. It's not that cold. I'm just a total wimp.
It is so
I'm a
cold
total
this year.
wimp when it comes to temperature.
No, you are perfectly fine because I've lived here my entire life, and for 40 years this is the coldest it's been.
Oh, okay.
This is cold. It's abnormally cold, but I'm not surprised. The only downside or the thought is usually when it's this cold, it would mean that there would be some days where it would be super hot.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It would
But we
balance
never
out.
got those days. It's
Right.
just cold now. It's those 100-degree plus days don't happen anymore.
Right.
They used to happen, but it's now. It's just like cold. That's it.
Cold,
We don't
okay.
get those hot. Because I love those. I love being in hot. That's it. 90
Nice,
plus.
nice.
I'm all about
Yeah,
it.
well, speaking of being hot and cold, I know in the last episode we mentioned that you gave me some sweaters last time that didn't fit you, but now they fit me, and this is one of them that he gave me from Marine Layer. Very nice. So I'm wearing that. So I think
Passing it on. I feel like, I donate things to Goodwill a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes I think, man, I don't want to just give it to Goodwill because they're still very new and very nice. That if I could give it to somebody I know, it's a little bit. It makes me feel less like, oh, I just gave it to Goodwill and someone's gonna find it, buy it for $5 or whatever. It's like, oh, such a waste,
Yeah, so I appreciate. So I'm ultimately the beneficiary of this. So one of my goals for the new year is probably to lose weight, maybe like 5 pounds, 10 pounds. And also my son, as I mentioned in the last episode, runs 5Ks, and his time was 22 minutes. Mine was 52 minutes. So my hope is to train up and maybe get a better time, maybe in the 40s. I think that's a good goal. So I think that'll be my goal, is to work on my cardio. I think that's and we talked last time about how it's better to, especially when you have kids or loved ones, you all be around, nieces and nephews, you all be around. So it's really not about yourself. It's about being around so that you can live longer, to be with the ones you love the most. So that'll be my goal for this coming year.
Oh man, you should let me know. Like, if you ever sign up for something big, I'm totally down to. I'll run with your family.
Oh, dude, I'll totally do
Yeah,
it.
you just let me know. Because I ran those Disneyland marathons.
Oh,
about
you
10
did?
years ago. I ran about a few of them before they stopped, and then they restarted. But they're also going to stop again because of all the construction.
Oh, I see.
And
So you get like a medal?
yeah, you get
at the
a
end?
really
like
nice
a Disney
medal,
medal?
like it's a very expensive nowadays, but they definitely give you all the swag, all the bling. It's really nicely designed, like legit.
Would you run in a costume?
Oh, I mean, my brother, he does it. He runs a lot of those because he lives in Southern California. But I wouldn't run in costume.
Yeah,
I run it a
always,
little bit more seriously.
like when we went to the one, like it was November 1st, we went, it was like a zombie, and some people went in costume because it was right after Halloween.
Yeah.
And props to them. Like I don't think I could do that. Like especially like the people who do it like on Thanksgiving, like the turkey trot. Like they do it right, and then right before you have to get up super early so it's not too hot, and you do it. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. But hats off to those people. And yeah, some of those people are hardcore. So good on you.
Yeah, I did one of those, the Silicon Valley turkey trot. It happens every year.
Yeah.
I did those like twice. It's fine. I think it's a 10K. 10K takes about an hour if you're jogging. But just move, Jason. Just move. Like on some of my crazier days where I work out twice a day, my afternoon is just a run. And for me, it's just run 3 miles, however long it takes for me to run 3 miles, but just move.
Do you run on a treadmill or you run around the
Oh,
neighborhood?
so what's great is around this neighborhood, this complex, there's just surrounded is about 1.1 miles. So I have a route that I just go run around this apartment complex, and I kind of
Nice.
know, and I just do 3 laps. But just move.
Yeah,
Just move.
that's a
Get
good
out
tip.
there and move. Especially, like in your middle age, 30s and 40s. Like what you do now is an investment in your 60s and 70s, so that you're able to retain as much movement and capabilities as possible. Like that's why I'm so grateful of the life that I discover as just surfing is I'm able to, well, also not just that, but I'm also like trying to pass my personal trainer exam in January. And that, I think that's
That's cool. That's like another goal for you.
yeah, that's going to be the hardest thing I've done in not a long time, but mentally, it's probably one of the, like intellectually, one of the hardest things because it's not a field I didn't study for in university or anything. And it's one of the hardest things for me to study for and cram for, but I'm just trying to take it.
Oh, so you actually have to take like an actual exam.
Yeah. So it's so you could when I think about it, you know how a lot of industries have these professional credentials,
Yeah,
certificates,
certifications.
and I
You're
mean,
like
it's
accredited?
it's like a complex industry to me, like because behind a lot of it is profit, right? They say, hey, we are somehow the leading authority on this subject, and then pass our exams, but then every exam costs hundreds of dollars, the study material costs hundreds of dollars, and sometimes thousands of dollars. And these are what I would say like the vocational, and I've taken them, like a few of them already. So like the HR Society, there's the Facility Management Society, there's all these organizations out there that over time have built up trust. But when I look at the like how they make money and things, it makes me kind of like, it's a great industry that they created for themselves. Like we're the leading authority on this subject matter.
Right.
And there's some credibility to it. Their material is good and stuff. For HR, I'll tell you, there's like 2 competing societies. There's like, I'm not gonna name them, but you can find there's 2 competing ones that are like butting heads. Each one wants to one up and say they're the leading authority. You should get our certification. And at the end of the day, when I went through all this and passed their tests, I'm just like, it's kind of like a money grab.
Right. That makes sense.
Because what happens afterwards is once they get your personal information, they just like bombard you with emails saying, hey, you need to recertify, you need to sign up for courses, you need to pay for this.
I see.
And then I'm
So
like,
it's
wow, it's just nickel and diming
it's just
after a while.
forever certifying classes.
Yeah. And that's the same for personal trainers. There's a lot out there. And there's the promise, hey, if you get this, you'll make X amount of money, you'll get a job or things like that. And you got to think about it. Oh, I pay $1,000 for the exam, the course, and I'm somehow this is the key to getting jobs. And it's not going to be that simple. So, but for me, that's not the purpose of why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to just educate myself, and then taking the exam as a way of me saying I'm seriously doing this. It's not like I'm just telling a friend, hey, I'm studying it, but I never get anywhere with it. It's more like an assessment. Even if I fail, at least I know where I'm weak at and I can work on. And if I pass, great. If I fail, that's fine too. So it's more of like I'm taking health and fitness seriously and not just like a video or a clip you see somewhere on the internet that says, eat a lot of protein, but what's the reason behind it? Does it work for everybody? No one questions those things because it's an easy bite. It's an easy clip, clickbait.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So hopefully once you're certified or you pass your test, maybe you could give myself and viewers health tips or things that you
Oh,
learned or
yeah. I mean,
tips and tricks.
it's all very different. There's some things that are real and legit, but I'm no way am I like the guru of all this. But there's definitely.
But you could share things that
Yeah,
just
there's a lot.
like keep like a great one you just mentioned is always keep moving. Just you don't want to lose that ability to move, especially when you're older. So I think that's a good tip.
Yeah, there's some
Always
just
keep
general
moving.
things that work for everybody, and then there's a lot of things that are more nuanced where it's really dependent on the client and the person and what they're hoping to get out of things like a program and developing a program. But man, more power to you, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Get moving, find what motivates you and allows you to get moving, and then find something that you enjoy doing if you can.
Yeah, like sports or running or whatever keeps you moving, kind of thing. And like you said, it varies person to person. I mean, that's why everyone gets their own personal trainer, right, or dietitian.
Yep.
I just thought of something like a big thing. Like I think about because my kids are in school and eventually go to college, go to the workforce. Like, do you think AI is going to impact that
Oh man,
that line of work, or is it so personalized that you don't think?
So AI in the way is you could it depends how you use it, right? It's a tool, and I think of it like this: AI is going to be if you're just a regular person, you're like, I don't know where to start. Yeah, you can ask Google, you can ask ChatGPT, you can ask these things, and you have to understand AI is just a framework. It's an interface. Like, let's say when we started off back in the day when the internet first started, it's like Yahoo, Google, right? You can search for things, and then you still had to look and read at all the websites, click on it. ChatGPT and all these have basically created an interface where you can talk to it like a human.
Right.
And then it distilled all the information. So it's great to get some basic information, but what it can't do, and I don't think it'll ever do efficiently or you'll get the value, is that the personal interaction that you need. It's never going to lift weights or spot you like in the gym. It's never going to be able to do that.
Right.
And I'm very confident. Like even if they could build a robot, it's just not as engaging as a human that you develop a relationship with. Like the person that's your trainer is going to know you as a person. They're not going to be like, I am programmed to respond to you based on your input. Like it's a human being that has its own experience and collective like knowledge and just life and style and personality. So AI in a way is a way to kickstart certain things, but being human, it's in my philosophy, it's like the next tool that we use. But at the end of the day, you want a human connection in everything we do. I think it's not just like this.
No, that's a good point. Like
everything we do should be about building relationships and that human experience. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, because if you have a personal trainer, they'll know you and they'll be able to. It's more of a genuine engagement interaction, and they could even use that to better motivate you and whatnot and push you through. And,
that's part of being a good personal trainer is helping clients, helping people push through those slow days. I'll tell you, I recently, when I got back from my trip, so I go to gym very religiously. I wake up at 4, that's my routine, and I go. And learning to take a rest day is like the hardest thing for me to do because I just want to be active all the time. And when I came back from my trip, I hit the gym 2 days. I did my upper, lower, and then the third day I usually do like a whole body calisthenics type of workout. And then that I want to say it was like Sunday morning or something. At 4 a.m. the alarm went off, and either I was still on Hawaii time, and I was just like, I can't do it. And I just decided that was going to be the day that I do nothing and took a rest day. And that was the hardest thing, but it's something that I'm going to learn in 2026 is I do need to rest a bit more. Not that it's just I need to. Like I'm
Yeah,
40,
yeah,
40 going to 41.
You need to rest. You need to rest your body.
Yeah.
Dude, sleep is so underrated. Like
Man,
your body needs sleep, and getting good sleep.
What's your sleep routine?
My sleep routine
Do
is
you even
terrible.
get okay? So that's the biggest thing. I have dogs. I
Yeah.
don't have kids. So the dogs, they don't interrupt me too much. But you have children.
Yeah,
Do
wait,
put them to bed?
you lost me when you said you woke up at 4 a.m. Like
Oh,
I wake
I mean-
up, I wake up is an extreme word. I roll out of bed, and like right now it's Christmas break, so usually on a normal schedule I'd wake up at 7, get the kids up, 7:30. Then I have to take them to school at 8, and then I have to be at work at 8:30. So that's kind of my schedule. Now the kids don't have school, so I am like really just in bed
You can relax.
till
Okay.
8 o'clock, 8:15. Then
Do you
I
have
just
to feed them, or I mean, you have to
no.
feed
I'm
those
very
little-
I'm very lucky that if
feed
I was
themselves?
if I was to feed them, they just eat cereal. But my wife gets up and she feeds them, and now she can feed them later since she's at home. But yeah, I can't imagine waking up at 4 a.m. and then working out. Like my sleep schedule is so messed up because I would like to sleep earlier, but what happens when you have kids is as soon as I get home, it's like kids, dinner, getting them ready, showering them, getting ready to bed, read them a story, putting them down. My oldest goes to bed way easier than my youngest. My youngest kind of a night owl. Right now, a sleeping like arrangement is I actually have my youngest son sleep in our bed with my wife, and I sleep. We have 2 twins that are separated, and I sleep in that bed with my oldest son in that room.
I totally get it. I
And
totally get it.
my wife loves it because I snore, so she's like, "I sleep so much better when you're not in the room."
It's totally normal. So I don't have kids, but I also don't sleep with my wife. Like I sleep on the couch. Like I sleep in the living room.
For you, there's never being on the doghouse, sleep on the couch. You just always sleep
Yeah,
on
I
the
just
couch.
see it. So it's a weird.
You must
thing.
have a very comfortable couch.
It's more comfortable than a bed because it's more supportive in a strange way. Like even when I go to travel, we sleep on separate beds and everything.
Oh, wow.
And if I can, I'll even sleep on the couch instead of on the bed because of my routine. Not
Yeah.
just that, but it's kind of like what your wife. I think it's every normal person. They just want their sleep.
Yes.
And when you have another person there sharing a blanket or a bed or whatever, it just makes it so much more complicated.
Right.
And once I got my own blanket, I just kept evolving from that. And then
It just started
like,
with that. You're like, own blanket, own pillow, own
and-
bed,
Yep,
own.
and exactly. And then I was like, why am I putting up with
Oh
this?
my god, that's so funny. That's so
It's-
funny.
it-
Yeah, the whole
it's
getting your own
amazing.
blanket is definitely versus like sharing
Dude,
and
you just like if you don't have your own blanket at this point, you like the whole pulling.
Yeah.
Or I'm cold or I'm hot, and you're.
or you sleep at different temperatures. I know.
Yeah.
I sleep hot, but my wife sleeps cold. But then
So
she
she
doesn't.
needs
like,
more blanket.
She needs, but she also doesn't like her feet under the blanket. It's kind of, but her
Oh,
feet
yeah.
also gets cold.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, why don't you wear socks? And she goes, I don't like wearing socks.
Yeah, wearing socks to sleep for some
Yeah.
people is weird.
Yeah.
I get it, but I've tried it before, and I've also not tried it before. I mean, like I put socks on because
Yeah.
it's cold, and I took socks. Like it's
So
a
your
very
preference is
interesting-
socks on or off?
It's off, but it's like as long as I have my own blanket, that's all.
okay.
I'll figure it
Your
out.
own
once
blanket. That makes sense.
You just need your own blanket.
Yeah, I think that's key. We also have the separate. So we have like our bed is I think it's a Cal King. It's 2 twin XLs, right, together,
king
and then we
size,
have the
that's
adjustable.
amazing.
We have the adjustable like
that's
single.
great.
Because when she was pregnant with or my youngest, she got very bad heartburn. Like that's one of the things.
there's
So
so
she
many
needed to be
things,
propped up.
yeah.
And also talking about pillow, my wife, and I don't know if it's like my wife in general or just pregnant women in general, she stole all the pillows. She had pillows for her head, her feet, one that's just touching the side of her back. Because I would have like no pillow, right? And I go, but you're not using that. And she'd be like, no, it's exactly where it needs to be. Don't touch anything, right?
I'm not an expert on all
So-
that stuff, but man, you had to go through.
So I think a lot of, so so definitely have your own pillow, have your own blanket. And, you know, if your wife's pregnant, she might steal that pillow. She might steal that blanket. So always have a backup.
Hey, you kind of have to, because we don't go through that. You know, they have to
it's
put
true.
up with the 9 months of another human being attached. You know, so
Yeah.
when that happens, they get the right of way to everything.
No, absolutely. It's fun. Oh, we could have a whole episode, but like, just like what we could eat. There was a time when my wife she loved eating fried chicken, which was great.
I mean, eating fried chicken. I would
But
just eat
no,
fried
wait.
chicken.
But then there was a time when she hated the smell of like chicken wings and fried chicken. So if I wanted to eat it, I had to sneak out of the house, right? Eat it. And then she also wanted me to throw out the trash out because she doesn't want me to bring the trash in the house. I'd have to go out, eat the chicken wings, right? Throw it out, and then I had to take my clothes off in the garage because she didn't want the smell because she had very sensitive smell.
Wow.
So I felt like I was like cheating on her anytime I wanted to eat
That's
chicken
next
wings.
level.
But that's one of the story of, you know, my wife being pregnant. So
Wow. I can't.
Yeah,
imagine. I've made like
this
the
is
life-
what you're missing out on.
No, I'm not missing out on anything. So for me, this is as I aged, and you know, all my friends, all the coworkers, right? They start having children, they start raising the family. Not every single one, but
Yeah.
a majority of them. I would say I'm like the odd man out, I guess, at my age right now, where I don't have children.
Right.
Everybody else around me, and it's like I get the perspective. Like even the mothers are like, Jack, this sucks. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like that
yeah.
pregnancy sucks. This all
Oh,
sucks. I mean, they're not their advice, but their life experience tells them to like, I don't want to ever do this again. And then it's just like, I don't need to live through that. I don't want to share in that pain ever in my life. Like I respect for the people who make that decision, because in the grand scheme of things, I'm the selfish person. I'm the selfish person because you need to have population replacement.
Right.
I'm the selfish one by not doing and participating in this, by not having children. So I always have my respect for people that are continuing the prosperity of the nation and our future by having children. And that's to break it. I mean, as a child, you don't know about this, right? As a child, you don't learn about population replacement and this and statistics, but it's become, as we get more educated as a society, you start realizing, hey, if we don't have people, then what are we building?
Yeah,
What are we building for?
How are we going to support, you know, the population?
Yeah.
But, you know, I would say that, like, there's always been, you know, a need for obviously people to have kids, but also a role for, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. So, you know, having kids definitely isn't for everyone. And I think it's important for you to just not have kids because you see people having kids and you go, oh, that's the next step. You go, is it right for me? And, you know, before we had kids, I talked to my wife and we both really wanted to have kids. So that was an act. So as much as I lament or, you know, say these things like, you know, it's temporary, it's a phase. I love my kids. I don't like my kids. My kid can be super, super annoying, but I love my kids. But it also is very important for people to be aunts and uncles, to support people with kids, because not everyone can be, you know, a parent, but we all have a role and we all can be, you know, supportive in whatever that is. And, you know, I'm sure you said, you know people who have kids, and, you know, you're probably the cool uncle, right? You're the guy who goes surfing and travel the world.
Kind of like that. You know, we all have our roles to play, and you know, you're absolutely right. Like at the end of the day, the one thing that I read in all the books I read is that it's the Mitch Albom book, you know, 5 People You Meet in Heaven or something.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Or the one before that, or the 5 people you can meet while you're dying. I don't know. Or the 5 people whatever it was. One of
the
his
5
things,
people. There's 5 people.
Yeah, and his thing said it wasn't a yes or no or a recommendation about children, but it was more, this is the one thing that you get to do that is truly unique to you. Is that your child is your child. That no one can, like we can all go to a restaurant and eat the same meal prepared by the chef, right? That's the same collective experience, but your child is your child. Like you made that. That is the one unique experience. And then that's the takeaway is if you want to participate in it and do it and really commit to it, or you don't, but that's the one thing. And I always thought about that. And I think as you get older and you see the world for what it is, I think this is also society and larger, right?
Yeah.
Because there's reports out there, there's data, the hard data that in developed countries like ours, it's not, our birth rate has been declining steadily. And I think the biggest thing for like as a person that like decides yes or no, or is just the economic environment that we're in this, the way society is structured here in our little chasm, our Bay Area. Number one is housing. Oh.
Yeah, that's a huge barrier for young people who want to even have kids. It's like, how do you start a family?
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to multi-generational housings or in-law units. Like, that is a huge barrier to entry. It's like how, if you don't have a house, like it's very tough. And like school districts, there's a whole trickle-down effect.
I think there's all these things you have to think about. Like, I didn't even think about school district, but like where you live determines where you're going to go to school.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Milpitas, and that is a town where it's structured very. It's like there's a bunch of elementary schools, and then everybody funnels into the middle school,
and then it's like
and
the
then
one high school
funnels into the high school, and it's all one little community. But I mean, it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah. What the interesting thing is in Milpitas, there's a bunch of private schools. Like that's given rise.
Oh my gosh.
To a lot of private schools.
It used to be for me growing up. So like 20 years ago, right? 15 years ago, there was only. You heard of Bellarmine, that's the big private boys' school, and then I think there's St. Mary's or something for the
St. Mary's
girls' school, and those are the two. And I believe they're more religious.
Yeah,
they have religious, because I remember playing against like one of the religious schools for football, Valley Christian. They were completely like religious, like there's a slant to the school.
Yeah.
But now, it's so popular with these private grade schools. I mean, they replaced the Orchard Supply Hardware building and turned it into a private school, and it's for profit. I think it is for profit.
Yes.
I don't think those are like not-for-profit schools. Not saying it's good or bad, but they started springing up, like just popping up,
there's
taking over old
demand.
buildings.
There's demand for it because people are moving in and they do have kids. But yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot of housing, the different types of housing. You're not really getting your kind of starter homes with a backyard, or if they do have a backyard, it's very small, but they're really built close to each other. Or you get the multi-purpose use or the townhouse, and yeah, I mean, things have really changed, and it's popping up all over the Bay Area, like Fremont, Milpitas, like we talked about, like San Jose. It's everywhere.
And that's where I admire the place that you grew up in, Singapore, where they don't make housing not a speculative asset where people try to invest in and try to grow their wealth through. I think that's kind of the part of the problem is in America, the belief in housing or your home as your retirement nest egg. You put everything into it, so you expect it to grow in value by the time you retire, and that's like 40 years. So you're like thinking, 40 years, it's gonna, I can go resell it and then make a lot of money and then retire somewhere else cheaper. That's been like the track, but it's broken now.
Yeah. Oh, so to quickly let people know what Jack is referring to. So in Singapore, they have these things called HDB flats. So there's these big apartment condo buildings. And the government went and they built this, and when they were building the MRT or the train system or the BART system.
Man, I love this.
They built all these like condos essentially, and they had elevators, but they were very efficient. So there was like they stop at every 5th floor, and they sold these exclusively to Singapore citizens. And the idea is like this is for to make affordable housing for our citizens, and they don't allow foreigners to buy it. So it's exclusively, and you own it and you can renovate it, and so they built up equity. But it's affordable housing for a Singapore citizen in a country which is essentially a city state that's very, very tiny.
So tiny. You look on a map, it's like a dot.
Yeah, it's right
It's just
on
a dot.
Yeah, on the tip of Malaysia.
That's it.
Yeah.
I thought it's one of those like an
Exactly.
island where it's like, oh, it's multiple. Nope, it's
No,
just a
it's
dot.
just one. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah,
On
you
the
can't
tip
even
of an
run.
island.
You can't even
Or
run a marathon. You have
it's
to
like-
curve it because it's not like long enough. You have to curve it in. That's
Man,
that's how small it is.
I'd love to hear more
Yeah.
about your Singapore years, but we'll have to wait.
Yeah,
for
we'll have to
another-
wait for the next episode.
I love that sprinkling in of knowledge. It's great. But that's kind of a good wrap for now.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to go the way that we went, but this is what I love about our coffee chats and our time. But as always, let's end off with a note of what we're having.
What we're
today.
drinking. Yes.
So for me, I needed a little pick me up, so I had Nescafe instant coffee.
Oh, very.
Those powdered packets. You just mix with hot water.
Yeah.
That's what I had today.
Oh, very nice. So I actually had water, but it's hot water. And what my wife does is she cuts a lemon. We got this new squeeze. It's just a squeeze
Okay.
for a lemon. So she cuts it in half and she squeezes it in, and you add a little honey, especially on a cold day like today. And if you have a sore throat, it does wonder. It's some hot water, lemon, and honey. So that's what I'm having today.
I think that's a perfect drink for when you're going to be speaking. It just keeps you hydrated and your throat and mouth just being able to speak and talk on something like this. That's incredible. Maybe I'll try that next time.
Next time.
But yeah, this is our first real episode.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to continue our conversation, and we hope our audience out there will enjoy just listening in and hanging out with us.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. We'll see you all on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.